Okay. A couple of things about what you're going through right now in this season of transformation. Okay. You, beautiful healers, beautiful people, reformed people pleasers, you light workers, you beautiful souls, right? Who've been through so much, who've given so much of yourself to all the world and to the people. You're getting a chance to let all of that stuff that you've done and how you've had to live and how you had to survive, getting a chance to let that energy go and starting to be in service and starting to work and move forward for yourself. The thing is that you don't know what that looks like. You don't know what it looks like to be for there for you. You don't know what it looks like to show up for yourself. You don't know what it looks like to put your needs first and to even set the tone in your mind of what that feels like to live in yourself and live in your life and live in your body. And this is what you're being tested on. So the message that they're giving you right now is like, be okay with where you are, for one. Start to acknowledge what it is that feels good for you, that actually feels like something that you're doing for yourself, that you're showing up for yourself, that you've always wanted, to feel good for you. Pay attention to some of your escapes, that you've done in the past, because all the cycles are being exposed. So pay attention to some of those cycles. Pay attention to some of these things that have been a constant. So when you feel uncomfortable, what do you normally do? When you feel emotionally tapped, what do you do? When you feel exhausted, what do you do? Pay attention to the patterns, because there's something that they're trying to help you understand that you've been doing to escape because you don't know how to be here. You don't know how to be in this body. You don't know how to face the emotions. You don't know how to feel your feelings. You don't know how to deal with this. And this is why a part of you feels exhausted. This is why part of you feels depressed. Depression is only the reality that you're sick of living the experience of what you had to be for others, or living as you needed to be to survive, or living in the illusion, or being something different than what your soul is actually calling you to be. Okay? So you're feeling those layers of things coming up, which is why it feels uncomfortable. But you're uncomfortable because you don't know what it's like to live for you. You don't know what it's like to exist for yourself. You don't know what it's like to actually love yourself on a real scale. You've given yourself moments and times where you've loved yourself and you've put yourself first and you've chosen you and you've set boundaries, but you don't know how it is to live just for yourself and to only be in service of you, which is why they remove so many situations and people and things in order to get you into a place to start to see that. I also need you to be patient with your body right now, patient with your words, patient with your emotions, patient with just loving you. You're like a brand new baby coming out, and you're learning for the first time how to speak for yourself, how to affirm for you. Think about how many times that you have affirmed for others, how many times you've used your power in your words to get somebody else where they needed to be and to inspire them and to love them through whatever challenges they have. I need you to be able to give that same level of love and affirmation for yourself. I need you to give yourself the same type of acknowledgement and how you go so hard. Think about when people are going through something and how you show up for them, and how you have all these things to do, but you'll put all those things aside to make sure this one person's okay and make sure they got what they need, and you'll give your last dollar away even though you really don't have it to give. You've done all of that for everybody else, and your cup has been empty. Your cup has been empty. So if you're feeling exhaustion, think about how much you have poured into everyone else, and your cup never really ever was full. You as a child, you as a kid, constantly started off at that point of giving and giving and giving and not necessarily getting in return. And you told yourself, survival you, the child you, told yourself the way to do that was, well, if I'm giving to these people, it makes me feel good because I'm giving to them. It makes me feel filled because I'm helping someone else and I can see their happiness and their joy. And I get to share that moment of how happy and joyful they feel and how much better they feel because of it. And that was okay from your child self. This is why kids make up things and have stories about certain things, because they have to give themselves a coping mechanism to deal with the trauma. You're no longer a kid anymore. The veil is lifted. You are now feeling it for what it really is and how you truly feel about situations, and that's what you're experiencing. So the heartbreak you're feeling is real. The grieving you're going through is real. You have not grieved you. You have not grieved your suffering. You have not grieved the losses that you've lost, parts of you that you've lost. Being what you needed to be for other people, you have not experienced that part yet. And so this is a period where you're needing to acknowledge this for you in order to move forward and to love yourself through it and to know that you are everything and that you have so much more to offer to yourself, but you have to figure out what that looks like. You have to sit in this moment and discover you for the first time. And don't go back to what feels normal and comfortable, because you've done that 100 times before. You already know those relationships. You already know those people. You already know what they have to offer you. And it's going to be you trying to go there because it feels comfortable, because you feel uncomfortable here. But how are we going to get you over to a place where you actually are okay if you can't sit in here and deal with what this is, whatever it is? And know that your team is behind you, and know that your guides are behind you, and know that divine has you, and know that you have you for the first time. If that means you have to sit down and envision yourself coming and talking to your inner self, your child self, and asking them what it is they need and why they feel the way they need to feel, then do what you need to do. But it is time to face it and to dissolve it and to move forward. And what they wanted you to know about your body is your body's going to fluctuate because you haven't been in it. How can your body be the exact size or the exact way you want it to look when you haven't been home to feed it? To feed it light, to feed it love, to feed it energy, to put it first. Your body is going to be an example of what it is that you've been experiencing in the astral, in the world, and how you've neglected in ways yourself. You're learning to love you, so be patient with you. Love you through it. Understand your suffering and your pain and see yourself through it. You are your greatest project. You are the biggest thing that you could possibly gain from out of this is you, the full extent of you, the powerful you, the loving you, the way that you love everybody else, the way you show up for everybody else. Love and show up for yourself the same way. And your life will transform. And you're teaching the new ways. When you say, how come I can't find people in my life? Why can I find people that are going to love me the right way? Why am I not enough? Why does it not matter what I do? I feel like I'm always getting this, and this. You're the example. If you can't show up for you the right way, and you can't love you the right way, you can't be here for you the way that you show up for everybody else, you're teaching everybody else that that's okay. To treat you how you treat you. And you can sit there and say, no, I do this for myself, I do this for myself, I do this, I do that. But do you really? Do you even know what you like? Do you even know what brings you joy? Do you even know what rest looks like for real for you? Not what rest for the world looks like. What is rest for you? This is what I need you to focus on. And the next couple months are going to push you through it. Because by the end of this month, by the end of December, you're going to know for sure who you are and what it is you want and how to move forward and how to love yourself. There's no way other way. There's no other way. Or you suffer. Your choice. I wish you guys the best in your journey. Love, 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 and light.